Everybody always wants a good product that doesn't cost a lot of money. But unfortunately, in most cases, the more you spend, the better stuff you get. In most cases, but now and again, you can get something that's actually good and doesn't cost a lot of money. And that's what these are. These are 1/43 scale little mini drift cars. Someone's going to tell me they're not drift cars because they're four-wheel drive. Well, you have that argument with yourself. They come in 4 different flavours. They're completely ready to run. And I had a little play with one in my cheap AliExpress car video, and I was very impressed. Unfortunately though, these have become quite popular, and when things become popular, the price starts going up. Supply and demand and all that stuff. So they're not as cheap as they were. Look at that, we all know what that is. None of them are licensed. We'll just look at what you get in the box and then I'll get the others out. But obviously you get a set of instructions. You get this little transmitter that fits really nicely in the hand. It's got a nice foam wheel. You got high and low speed switches. I think that one might do your lights, and then you've got an on and off switch obviously, and you've also got trim. So fully proportional, that's the big thing for these. They're fully proportional. A lot of cheap stuff isn't proportional. So proportional meaning the more you turn the wheel, the more the wheels turn, and the more you pull the throttle, the more it drives basically. Fully proportional, nice scale looking body, ready to run apart from batteries for your transmitter. Got a USB-C charging port. I'll show you in a minute, but it's also got working lights. It's got like smooth plastic tyres, and you also get a set of rubber tyres in the box, and you also get a set of cones that definitely aren't to scale. They're a little bit big. So like I said, these have been out a little while now, and there's been a fair few videos on them. And if you've seen videos on them, you'll know they're actually pretty good. Broken. They're actually pretty good. What you got to remember though is you're not paying a great deal of money for them. So it is a plastic body. It does feel a bit cheap. But the important bits are, it is fully proportional. It does look good. It's got working lights. And very recently, you can make them look even better because you can get these stickers for them. This is the sticker set for the Skyline. One I prepared earlier, which is the Unicorn. Look how much cooler it looks once it's stickered up. I think the sticker set's like $10. So if you take the price of that and then add this, it does start getting a little bit more expensive. But if you want something that's even cool, I'm holding up the wrong stickers there. That is giving you a clue to the next car. If you want to freshen up the look, then I'll leave a link to these as well as these in the description. So anyway, we got the Skyline, we got the Unicorn, we got my favorite, which I think is a 991 GT2. And it does look really cool. The only problem is the sticker set, the Martini livery, should really be on a white one. My plan was to paint this white. I think it's hand painted looking at it. I don't think I'd be able to do it to make it look as good as it does. If I change the colour of it, all the lights are stuck in, the spoiler's stuck on as well, I would more than likely ruin it. So I think what I'm going to do with this one, I'm probably just going to put the Porsche badges on rather than anything else, because I really like it. It looks really good. I just wish they did a white one. Anyway, while we've got the body off, look, you can see under here, you got your lights for the front there. This is all your electronics board. You got a proper steering servo in there. It's actually a 3-wire steering servo in there, but you can't see it, but you got your little motor under there. And then you can just see the center shaft there, because obviously this is 4-wheel drive, so it's got a little center shaft there that goes into the front. It hasn't got open differentials on it, so both axles are locked. No suspension on it, so it's definitely an indoor toy. And this one's actually got different size rear wheels to the front wheels, which is again on scale really. So same wheelbase, but this one's got smaller, thinner wheels compared to the GT2, which is good attention to detail with something on this price point. And then the last one that we haven't looked at yet is the BMW out of Need for Speed. Is it Need for Speed Most Wanted? There's not a sticker set for this yet. I don't know if there is a sticker set coming out for it, but you can't get one at the moment. So there they are, all lined up. The Unicorn actually is the smallest out of all of them, but I think really it should be the biggest if they're all the same scale, because it's based on a Mustang. But I don't know whether the older Mustangs were actually quite small. I'm not up on my Mustang sizes for the older stuff. That's the on-off switch. That is for your lights. Just gone for a minimalistic look. Anyway, there's your lights, front lights, rear lights. And if I go forward and then brake, look. You've got brake lights as well. That is so cool. And then here's your proportional control I was talking about. The more I turn on there, the more it turns on the car. And then the same on the throttle. And you've got 3 speeds. You've got low speed, press that button, medium, and then high. So I made this track up recently for some other stuff, but it's massive. It doesn't need to be this big, but I've just put a few of the cones down because I've got enough of them, put a few of the cones down. So this thing drives really well on carpet and on concrete. It's actually easier to control on carpet. So I'm going to show you with the smooth wheels that it comes with first, and then we'll switch it over to the rubber. I also want to see if this one drives differently to the others, being that this one's obviously got the slightly different wheels on it and it's a little bit bigger. So just on the low speed at the moment. Right, this one is very tail happy. Like really tail happy. Wow. Well, I can tell you straight away that this is going to drive different to the others because I've already had a quick go of the others. This one might be better for the rubber tyres. Now on the smooth surface, it actually slides a little bit better. You don't get that oversteer. Yeah, that's better on this surface. Way better. So the Porsche is suited for the slippery concrete with these tyres. Is that on the fastest speed? Oh, that's on the fastest speed now. Wow. Definitely a handful on the grippier surface though. It wants to get that background a little bit more than the others. It's got so much speed. So we'll throw the rubber tyres on this in a minute and see if it's a little bit better and a little bit more stable. It's fine now, I've got used to it, but it is a little more tail happy than the others, as you're going to see now, because I'm going to go and grab the Skyline. So hopefully you can see now how much more controllable this one is. You've got a little bit more control on the slides. Doesn't spin that tail round as easy. Don't know what setting that's on. Let's put it on a faster one. There, a little bit more wheel speed, but as you can see, it's relatively controllable. Now, they are four-wheel drive. They don't have a gyro, so they are not as controllable as some other more expensive stuff, but we're able to slide it and kind of point it where we want to go. So as you can see on the concrete, you're on the highest speed now. This thing also slides really well. I find them easier on the fastest speed, especially on this slippery stuff. Just gives you a little bit more control. You can throttle out of stuff a little bit easier. This thing's so cool. I've put the rubber tyres on the BMW. This is the same setup as that Nissan, so we'll see how this does with the rubber on. Put it in medium speed first. The slow speed I think is just too slow, so right. Grip on the tyre. Oh yeah, lots of grip. Need to sort the trim out. Yeah, this has got a lot of grip on carpet. The only issue with the amount of grip on carpet that I can imagine is that you don't have a steering dual rate adjustment. So you have to be a little bit more careful with the steering, otherwise it just turns in too much. Look. But, oh, loads of grip. Right, let's put the power right up. Yep, that's fast. That is really fast. Let's do a couple of laps from carpet to concrete. Oh, I can't get up that bit. You definitely need to turn in gently with this. So on the highest setting, even with the rubber tyres, you can get it to slide on this surface, look. That might be better actually than the plastic tyres. Right, we should have a little bit more rear end grip on this. See if it drives differently. Whoa, traction roll, well, that should tell you something. All right, let's turn the speed up. It does feel, yeah, that's a little bit more planted, I think. Yeah, that is. You can see that it's trying to traction roll, but it doesn't turn in. That front doesn't turn in quite as aggressively. Whoa. What's it going to be like on this surface? Fast. So you've probably seen throughout this video so far, they are a little bit skitty. They're not, you know, they're not planted and they do float about a little bit, but they are so much fun. And I think this one probably for me is the best looking one. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit more scale looking. Definitely drives better on this carpet with the rubber tyres, 100%. Some really cheap fun. You might be wondering, why didn't I run the Unicorn? Well, on my cheap cars from AliExpress video, I was having fun with this and I was jumping it off quite a big ramp for something so small. Can we jump it? Yeah! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Every now and then it locks up. I've damaged one of the gears in there. So it's done it again now and it just locks up. So that's why you didn't see that running. I think out of all of them, this one looks the best with all the stickers on. But for me, this is my favourite. And like we saw with the rubber tyres, this one actually drives quite nice on a grippy surface. Something else I did notice is once you've scrubbed these wheels a little bit, they do actually slide a little bit better. So initially this one was all over the place, but once the wheels were scrubbed, it actually handled a lot nicer. And something else I noticed, when I was getting some onboard shots, they handle a lot better with a little bit of weight on front. People always ask me what I use for my onboard shot. It's a little Insta360. I've got this one, which is the newer one that's got its own screen. And I've got one of the older ones as well that you use your phone. But with that stuck on the front there with a bit of black tack, that weight down the front, it was actually a little bit easier to control. Now I've got a challenge for you. Find me something that looks as good as these, that is as much fun as these, and costs the same price as these.